Hello there, and welcome to another week of weekly psychic readings. So we're doing this from Monday the 29th of April through to Sunday the 5th of May. So just before I start, I just wanted to just let everybody know I'm doing a special for the month of May. So anyone that books and pays for a reading by Sunday the 12th of May, so they must be made and paid for. Everyone gets a reading, mentoring, healing, past life reading, psychic development, any of the stuff I do. All appointments for an hour will be $100 instead of $150. So that's a saving of over a third. Of a third actually. So this can be used any time in the month of May. But they just need to be booked and paid for by the 12th of May. So, yeah, go right up to actually June 1st. So, alright, so we'll just get into the reading. So, yeah, I work with my guides. I ask them to give everybody out there exactly what they need for the upcoming week. Give them all the healing they require. Just give me a sec, we'll get straight into it. Alright, so this is about flowing, and it's about letting go, and it's about not putting too much pressure on yourself about what you kind of want and that sort of thing. You've done the groundwork behind this, and it's about time to take the hands off, take the reins off a little bit, they're saying, and this is about really letting go and going with it and realizing that you've built up enough momentum here for things to really kick off. Now, some of the people have been feeling like, even at the moment, there's almost like a lag or a hangover from last year. Last year was quite an intense year for people, and it's almost like, yeah, there's a bit of a hangover there still, but they're saying, look, you've gone through this, and even though sometimes there's a few people out there, some of the people that you know, when the end of the year comes, it's not like everything stops at that time. Sometimes things progress over into the next year. They're saying that everything's already shifted and that sort of thing. So this was really about working in the now, and it's about working and being clear actually about what you want, what you're really looking for, and what's going to satisfy you on on all levels, really. But it's about taking the woo-woo out of it, they're telling me. This is just really about getting down to that core stuff, and it's about being practical, it's about being succinct, and it's about simplifying things a little bit, and it's about just really getting to core elements of what you need, and that sort of thing, instead of getting caught up in all the ups and downs of how it's going to get there and what's going to happen and all this kind of thing. You know, there's a lot of energy up here, you know, a lot of thinking and that sort of thing, and a bit more grounding is actually really good for you. And it's really going to bring in some more finances as well for people, because I can feel like some of the people feeling a little bit shaky in regards with finances, jobs, things like that, and really kind of wondering what's happening, because there's a bit of stuff up in the air about finances at the moment, and this is about letting that go. It's about going with it, and it's about not getting caught up in the anxiety and the stress around this. You know, I can feel there's quite a lot of stress, tension, and just trying to sort everything out and really knowing that everything's going to work out perfect. They're saying, look, with in quite a lot of instances, you're not going to have the big enough picture to know exactly how it's all going to work out and what's going to happen, because some things actually need to fall away, and there's quite an energy around at the moment as well with clearing, and there's still quite a bit of energy around taking that old stuff away, clearing that old stuff and really expressing and that sort of thing. And you know, and sometimes it's really about, I'm just clearing some of that at the moment around expression, and you know, not really feeling comfortable within yourself and this sort of thing. And it's that thing, you know, sometimes it's really about just being honest with yourself and being clear with yourself, and really being okay with it and being okay with the flow, and being honest about your needs, your wants, and your core values. And when I just had the symbol of 3 there, and they're saying this really comes down to getting in touch with those 3 core values that you have, whatever they may be, because a lot of these things kind of funnel in to 3 core values that you have. So it's about that thing. What's the underlying, sort of value that you really need in your life on an everyday basis, on an everyday way? What do you need from yourself? What are you trying to get from your surroundings, from people around you, from your environment, and that sort of thing. So this is about simplifying it. It's about bringing it right back to basics and being practical as well. This isn't about messing around and getting too sort of woo-woo or anything like that. And they're saying, when we're talking about woo-woo, we're talking about, esoteric practices are awesome, and what is actually happening at the moment is an esoteric practice. But it's about that thing, don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. There can be really simple ways about, manifesting things to you. It can be very simple ways and things about bringing what you need, and that's about being clear, it's about being succinct, and if you're not 100% sure about what you want, it's about being clear about what you don't want, and what you don't want to bring in, and this sort of thing, and really making a very a firm decision going, I'm not going to have this in my life anymore. I'm not going to allow this to come into my life in whichever way that may be, through friends, through work, through relationships, through whatever it may be. And it's really about making practical steps to be able to get there. So they're telling me to get on with the days of the week. Okay, I'm going to do it a little bit differently this week. So we're going to do start, middle and end of the week. So the start of the week. So this is, there's a lot of stuff here, and I'm just sort of, this is about you holding yourself back. In what ways do you hold yourself back? I'm clearing some of that gunk. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of suppression here. I can feel people suppressing themselves, holding themselves back, not really, flowing into their greatness and into their beauty and that sort of thing. So is this the way you speak to yourself? Is this the way you speak to other people? Is this the way that you choose to put yourself in certain situations? Do you self-sabotage? And it's about forgiving yourself, and it's about going, okay, shit happens sometimes. I've just got to move on. Not so much move on about, push it out the way, but it's about, okay, I can have forgiveness around, I can forgive myself, and I can, sort of find a comfortable spot in there. If you can't forgive the other people, it's about sort of being okay with your part to play. Okay, this and this happened, I can move through this. What did I get from this? Okay, that's some good learning, I'm going to keep going. It's a bit harder to do sometimes than said, but it can be done. And this is about letting go of grief as well. There's a lot of scenarios, things that people are keeping in their head that are holding themselves back. Okay, so the middle of the week, what's in the middle of the week? So this is about allowing to come in, and they're saying, ask us to come in for help, ask Spirit to come in and help guide you. So this is about getting in touch with your intuition and that sort of thing. So, when you get those split-second flashes in your head, those little colours or visuals or things, and you're like, I wonder what that was about. This is about kind of taking notice. What did you see? What did you feel? And what do those images or what do those feelings mean to you? It's not about trying to work it out too much. It's about, how does it feel? How does it see? What does it represent to you? And then go with that from there. So this is about talking with your guides, and it's about asking them sometimes to give you what you need at this time, because sometimes you don't know what you need. Sometimes you're like, this could be good or this could be good. You're really not sure. So this is about handing it over as well and coming to that, and they're saying, all right, what's that? All right, so this is towards the end of the week. So this is about handing over as well. So this is about handing over is a technique you can use where, you call on spirit, you call on God, you call on deities, whatever you, angels, and this is about going, okay, I elect, that I don't want this to occur in my life, or there's too much stuff going on, or I'm being really overwhelmed and I can't deal with all of this kind of thing at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to elect, and I'm going to ask you to take that from me into a time when I am able to bring it back. And when it does come back, give it to me in little bits. Give it to me in a way that is going to be, it's going to flow through me. I'm going to work with this, whatever it is, with ease and grace. It's going to allow me to not be overwhelmed. It's going to allow me to see clearly and, help me with being able to see more clearly with what's going on at the moment around me and what my core needs are and that sort of thing, what my values are at this point, and how I can live up to my values, how I can live up to these that base element, the core values on a day-to-day basis. And that sort of thing. And some of the thing that's saying about handing it over is like, some people, you're living from a philosophy, or you're living from a philosophy that you created a very long time ago. It just doesn't seem to fit with you anymore. So even though this is comfortable, with some people it doesn't work. Excuse that plane going overhead. I hope you can hear me still, okay. This is, it's about an old philosophy or an old way of living or working, and that sort of thing. So this is about letting that go. And I know it's scary going into the new sometimes, but it's like about, hey, I've got support around me, I've got my guides around me, I've got a lot of knowledge within me, I've got wisdom. I'm going to be sorted, I'm going to get through this is going to be good, and it's exciting. This is the thing, any new kind of prospect or any kind of new way of working or living within your life can be scary to a point. But it's that thing where it's, once you really get into it and you surrender to it, it can actually be quite exciting. And it's about getting in touch with that child, and it's about going, okay, how would a kid do this? How would it, what would my child be? Like kids run around and like, yeah, and they're doing all stuff all the time. They're getting into everything. They're more fearless. They're more like, they're not afraid to explore. So it's that thing about, getting back to that base child, wonder about you. And that sort of thing. So we're coming up, okay, we're just coming up to our nice short one today, or for this week. So I just wanted to thank you for joining me this week. I love your feedback on a shorter reading. I've noticed that they've gone a bit longer, so I asked my guides to tell me to shorten it down and tell me when it's time. Love your feedback on that. So if you could give me some feedback on it. All my details are going to be on the links below. My Facebook page, you can get in contact with me through that, and I've got my email and that sort of thing there as well. Okay, really beautiful being able to connect with you all again. I hope you have a wonderful week, and looking forward to speaking with you again next week. All right, namaste, big love to you. Have a great week.